Yes, guys, welcome back to another stream, man. How you guys doing, innit? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Who we got in the chat today? We got DN, Beyond Belief, Joseph J, Anthony Dash, Rooster, Jamo, Collie, Clan, Slicky Allen, Glasgow, Raphael. yes, Sob. Big up, man. Hopefully you guys are well, innit? Got some big news. Also, after this show, I'm going to do the show on 12-Man Football podcast with Dan. I've been on his channel a couple of times. This stream's got a redirection on there. So if you fancy coming over, we're talking about who's going to challenge City for the Premier League next season or who's going to be the main sort of title challengers. So should be a good one. There's 7 guests on it, man. So it's going to be fire. Make sure you come and check it out. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all well. big breaking news coming out then tonight in the world of Manchester City transfer news. And I'm going to bring it up on screen actually so you guys can see it. But it's popping off now. It's popping off, and it's all to do with Gvardiol. The sporting director of Leipzig has been speaking. And in fact, let me get this up on screen so you can see it. Where we at here? Is that it there? Boom. Right, here we go. Sources on Josko Gvardiol. In fact, first of all, why have I not got the thing behind me, innit? Why have I not got the background? There we go. That's better. I don't know why that gone. Sources on Josko Gvardiol to Man City say Liverpool's deal for Dominic. What the fuck is he called? Slobberslai is unlikely to impact on the centre back's future. Leipzig feel confident they can compensate multiple departures like last year. And then, boom, check this out. Director Max Eberl, says, I can confirm that Josko Gvardiol and his agents told us about their desire to move to Manchester City. His desire is to join Manchester City. We are in talks with Manchester City for 100 million euros plus add-ons. Josko will end up in Pep's strong hands. This would make Gvardiol the most expensive defender in history, which is what they've been saying all along. And then we've got this news from Paul Joyce. Man City have now stepped up talks with RB Leipzig over a deal for Josko Gvardiol. The Bundesliga club want around £86 million plus bonuses. And then finally, we got this from Matty Moretto. Manchester City in advanced negotiations with RB Leipzig over Josko Gvardiol and want to finalise the signing as soon as possible. And then this guy, Manuel Veth, who, you know what's funny, actually, I messaged him before to say, will you come on the show? Said Gvardiol to Manchester City is now very close, with Manchester City expected to pay a package worth around 100 million euros. So there you go, guys. Gvardiol to Manchester City now is looking like it's going to be done very soon, which is kind of funny because if you remember this morning on the stream, I was like, yo, what's happening with Gvardiol, man? It's all gone dead. It's all gone dead. And then boom, later on tonight, we get the news that Gvardiol is going to become a Manchester City player. £86 million plus add-ons. People want to talk about the fee. Let's talk about the fee first of all. I know the fee sometimes gets people's backups. I'm not entirely sure why. But the thing is, it's a lot of money. Clearly, it's a lot of money for a 21-year-old. However, he can play left-sided centre-back and he can play left-back. He is, on the left-hand side, almost the ideal player for Pep Guardiola in this current system. I don't think anyone can disagree with that because that is just facts in my view. I don't see how anyone can disagree with that. In my opinion, that is facts. So I think it's a perfect sort of player for this system. He can play left back like what Ake's been doing. He can play left-sided centre-back in a 4. He can play left-sided centre-back in a 3. He's very aggressive. I think defensively he's going to be very, very strong. He's great on the ball and he's only 21, so he's got plenty of development to come, and who knows how good he can become. So yes, it's a big fee, but realistically, he was not going to go for less than 60 million anyway. So the maximum you could possibly be overpaying here is 20 million max. And you got to look at it and go, is it worth it? It probably is worth it because Laporte's leaving. He's going to get off, and we're going to have to replace him. And I think Gvardiol's the perfect player to replace Laporte. I really do. I think he's got everything to his game that he needs. Obviously, it's a lot of money. I get what people are saying. Is he worth it? Probably not worth 85 million. But when you look at the overall package of what you're getting from him, I think you can compare it very well to Rice. Is Rice worth 105 million quid? No, clearly not. But what he could give Arsenal, they probably don't care. And I think it's similar to Gvardiol. I think what Gvardiol could give us, maybe not in the first year. Who knows how long it's going to take for Gvardiol to get in the first team? Is he going to start straight away? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But over the years, I think that we'll look back on that transfer in a few years' time and hopefully be like, you know what? Boom. What a signing that was. I genuinely think that. I genuinely think it. Big up to Stallion, man, with a super chat. Says, yes, LB, long time, my brother. So what's going on with Gvardiol? Should we be gassed? Is it going to happen or is it going to be the same as Rice? Too much noise at the end. He isn't coming to too much noise, and at the end, he isn't coming to City. I think he's going to come to City, bro. I think he's going to come to City. I think this is a done deal. No one else is in for him, really. If you look at the rumours, there's no one else that's in for Gvardiol. City have been in for him for a long time. And I just think that given his hype, given his age, given what he's already doing in the game, doing the positions that he can play, the physical aspect of his game, which Laporte lacks. I think 85 million quid. I think City, you know what, will pay that. Remember, Manchester City will pay big fees if they believe the player justifies the money. And I think that when they will look at Gvardiol and look at that 86 million pounds, I think they'll go, you know what, we believe that 86 million pounds justifies the player that we're getting. I really, really do. Big up to Hamza, man. Big up for the 19. Says, usually City walk away with the price is too high. Says a lot about Gvardiol that they are willing to pay that much for him. Exactly what I was just saying, bro. Completely agree, Hamza. And Jerry says, Josko plus Ruben, best central defence in football. Facts, LFG. I mean, listen, we've gone very much. If you look a couple of years ago at our back four, you had the likes of Zinchenko, the likes of Delph, the likes of Otamendi, and even John Stones maybe a few years ago, maybe when he's a little bit more fragile, when he was playing with Otamendi, and they were weak, man. They were weak. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't send them into battle for me. You know what I mean? I'd be like, nah, do it myself. You know what I mean? Because you guys are weak, man. Like, I'm not slagging them off there. I'm just saying, like, they are small. I know John Stones is the exception, and maybe even Otamendi, but they didn't really give me that sort of bite. Now, look at our defence now. Look at our defence. Ake, solid, mate. Solid. You got Diaz, Kinnell, mate. You know what I mean? Jeez, he is hard. He is very, very hard guy. John Stones now has just gone like that. You know what I mean? Absolutely fantastic. He's throwing his body on the line, on the balls. Mint. You got Kyle Walker coming up right back. Solid. Best right back defensive in Europe. You got Akanji, who's coming in, just doing a little bit here and there, very, very good. Maybe not as solid as the rest, but still very good. And now you're chucking Gvardiol in here, a 21-year-old Croatian. You know what I mean? I feel like Pep Guardiola has molded this defense from a very, very good ball playing back four to but slightly vulnerable defensively in multiple aspects. One, in the aerial duels, because they were smaller. Didn't really like one-on-one defending, and just didn't really give you that sort of like oomph. You know what I mean? Like, these boys are going to do it for me tonight. To this back four that we currently have, and to obviously with the addition of Gvardiol, to just we're going into and I said this when we was going to do the watch-alongs last season. Sort of towards the end of the season, I was going into games, man, thinking we're going to keep a clean sheet. We're going to keep a clean sheet. And I've never been that confident of City keeping clean sheets like over the last few years, because the defence was just so solid. And you're throwing in Gvardiol into that. And I just think, who's going to get past these guys? It's going to take something very, very special for them to get past these guys. You know what I mean? And even the likes of Ake, you know what I mean, at left back, solid. And I just think we've definitely changed. I think Pep Guardiola has definitely changed from that good defence, one that brought us success, no doubt. And as I say, did very, very well. But I think he's changed. I don't know why that is. Why has he changed? Is it because he believes that with the attack that we currently have, with Grealish, Haaland, Alvarez, Foden, Mahrez, Kevin De Bruyne, and whoever else we might bring in, that these guys are probably going to create me a chance or two in the game. And with Haaland, or even Alvarez for that matter, they're probably going to score. Therefore, we just solidify our defence. We should be winning most games. And I think maybe that's what he's done. There could be other reasons. I do think that maybe the league, the Premier League, has altered in the last couple of years to a more physical attack. I mean, you look at City, you look at Liverpool, for example. Liverpool went from Firmino to Nunes. City went from Aguero, Jesus to Haaland. Even at United, they brought in Weghorst. I'm not putting him in the same category as them two. Obviously, I'm not. To be honest, I shouldn't put Nunes in the same category as Haaland, but you know what I'm saying. Managers clearly are looking at strong, big, tall, powerful centre forwards. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think maybe is that one of the reasons he's gone for these guys, because he's like, the league's becoming more physical. The attack of opposition are becoming more physical. I need to get more physical defender. I don't know the answer to the question. I'm just discussing it. But yeah, who knows? Who knows what the reason is? But yeah, he's definitely gone for this. And you know what? I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Because, in my opinion, and you guys can agree or disagree with this, and that's fine. Maybe let me know in the chat. The way that we was defending, as soon as Cancelo left in January, that defending in the final 5 months, was that the best defence and the best defending we've ever seen under Pep Guardiola? Maybe not the best defence, and it's just the best defending. Because I can say for me, I think it probably was the best defending. Players were throwing the bodies on the line. They wanted to defend. It was almost like at times the team almost wanted the opposition to have the ball and attack us because they wanted to defend. And in fact, that's not such a stupid comment, because if you remember what Bernardo Silva said after the Bayern Munich game at the Allianz Arena, he said, in fact, he said exactly that. He said, we now know that we have to let the opposition have the ball. And they're now comfortable in letting the opposition have the ball because they're comfortable in defending. So actually, it sounds pretty silly. It sounds pretty stupid, but maybe that's actually true because, like I say, Bernardo Silva basically said it. Big up to Standing again, having another donation. Said, LB, just a quick question. Do you see Pep playing John Stones as a lone CDM when resting Rodri? Of course, I wouldn't be surprised if Calvin Phillips hasn't hit his heights. Then John Stones or Kovacic CDM. Well, I think, first of all, I think Calvin Phillips will be given a chance next season. I think provided he doesn't get sold. And I think that's probably right. If he doesn't work it out, then I think maybe Kovacic could be the guy. But it all depends on who else we buy in midfield, because I don't know what's going on with Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva now is the final piece, providing this Gvardiol deal goes through. And who knows, we thought Rice was going to sign for City when we put that bid in the other day. And then all of a sudden that didn't happen. So providing this Gvardiol deal goes through, the only other thing left for me then, from my point of view, is what's happening with Bernardo Silva. Because for me, like I've told you many, and I'm sorry because I know I repeat myself every time I speak about him, but for me personally, my whole transfer activity all depends on Bernardo Silva. So I don't know. We're going to have to decide what happens to him. Big up channel YouTube. It says, Bray, don't miss me, do you? Told you Rodri will do it. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I mean, what are we saying, innit? I don't know what that means. What does that mean, channel YouTube? I don't know what you mean. Told me Rodri will do what? Do what? I don't know. Are you talking about the Champions League final, bro? Because that was a couple of weeks ago, isn't it? I mean, I slept since then. But let's have a look. Something that I did actually want to do. I wanted to have a look at. Have I closed everything down, man? What an idiot. I had up Gvardiol's transfer mark data, so we could go through the data, but then some reason I decided to close it. So let me just reopen it, man. Here we go. Window. Gvardiol. Here we go. Right. So here we go. Here's his stats. Let me zoom in for you here. So contracted until 2027, hence obviously the big fee. Croatian, 21 years old. Will be 22 in January. 1.85 meters. Here we go. Yeah, centre back, left back. Here we go. Look at his transfer mark value has just gone through the roof over the last year or two. I mean, 3 years ago, he was worth 6 million quid. Geez, big transfer. So let's have a look. Yeah, left-footed, as we all know. Joined in 2021, and he joined for a fee of 18 million euros. So they're going to be getting a very nice, healthy profit on that. Let's have a look at his injury record. See what's going on there. Okay, a couple of injuries. 2021 had 2 injuries. He had 2 muscle injuries. Doesn't say what muscle it was, but he was out for basically 2 months there in 2021. In 2022, he had 1 injury. It was a knee issue. He was out for a week. This year, he's had a couple of injuries. He had a thigh issue, out for 2 months, call it. And then he had a groin strain, out for 21 days. So he has had quite a few injuries, really, in the last couple of years. Seemingly mainly, muscle. So maybe City will be looking at that from a sort of physio, standpoint, and looking at sort of what's going on there. He's played 109 times as a centre-back, 36 times as a left-back, and he's played 87 times for Leipzig over the years, and he's played 21 times for Croatia. He's played Champions League football. That's something that I always like to look at. Champions League, he's played 12 games, so not the most amount, but he is only 21, of course, so he's not going to get too much, but he has played 16 Europa League games. So, you're 28 European games. So he's more than used to playing European football. That's not a problem at all. And of course, he's played big games. He's played against the likes of Bayern Munich, Manchester City, Borussia Dortmund. He's played for his country on a number of occasions. So I don't really think that that's too much of an issue. Achievements, he has won a bit. Let's have a look what he's won. He's won 2 German Cups with Leipzig, 1 Croatian Cup winner, and 2 Croatian championships. So he has won a bit, you know what I mean, in his early career there. So you got to respect that. But yeah, that's sort of a bit of an overview for people that wanted to see that. Big up to, he did score against us. You're right in saying that, bro. Big up to Tinsay says, hey LB, the one player that's not been talked about is Alvarez. He has to be starting in the 11. How do we accommodate him? Second striker, right wing, centre mid. I genuinely don't know, bro. I don't know. We've had this discussion many times, lad, and I don't know. I can't answer the question. We'll have to wait and see. You know, for me, I do want to see him get in the team, but how do you do it? That's what we're going to have to see. We're going to have to wait and find out. But yeah, I mean, it's looking good, guys. It's looking good on the Gvardiol deal. 85 million quid plus add-ons. The add-ons is something that's not been rumoured. I don't know. I mean, the deal's obviously not done, and clearly no fee has been agreed, it seems, at this point. But I don't know what sort of add-ons Leipzig will want in this sort of scenario. You know, will they be wanting big cash? 100 million euros is the base fee, which is the 86 million quid plus add-ons. Who knows what that's going to be? You know what I mean? But I'm looking forward to the season now, guys. I'm starting to get a bit excited, to be honest. I am. I can't lie, man. I'm starting to get a bit excited. When's the first Man City game? Man City fixtures. Our first game says it is the 26th of July. That's against Bayern Munich. So this month, 24 days to go. I'm starting to get excited, man. I just think we need to decide. I've said this a lot again, and I do apologize for repeating myself, but I do think it's important. For me, I'm looking at Bernardo now, and I'm thinking, bro, we got to get a time limit on this now, because for me, that's it now. That's it. I'm just looking at Bernardo and saying, you're the final thing now. What's going to sort our transfer window out? Are you staying? Are you going? What's happening here? So I think once that's done, we kind of chill. Tommy said Gvardiol has told Kovacic he hopes to be in Manchester before Thursday, apparently. Well, I mean, we all know that Gvardiol wants City. I mean, the guy's come out and said it. It was liking every single Instagram post about Manchester City going over the last week or so. He had notification bell on. So, you know, he clearly wants to move. City clearly want him. And, yeah, City will have to pay the cash. I don't think they're going to get him for less. There's no point in negotiating, in my view. I don't think they're going to get him for any less than the 86 million quid, in my opinion. Leipzig, over the last 6 months, anyone that's been in these streams where we've been doing the Leipzig and Gvardiol news, everyone has seen that they've maintained for the last 6 months, a year, that they want to make Gvardiol the most expensive defender in world football. They've said that. So you're not going to get him for anything less than that. You're just not. They're intent. Like I say, this is what it is with football now. It's the same with Declan Rice. Clubs just want to have that. Oh, look at us. We got the biggest transfer fee ever, or whatever. Like, it's more of like a status thing. You know what I mean? Selling clubs now, they just want the thing that they can say to their fans, or I don't even know why they do it. Like, they just want to have it to say, oh, look, we've got the most expensive player. We sold the most expensive player in world football. Like, we got the record. Like, I don't know why they're so intent on it. Like, you still lost a player, innit? You still lost a sick player, but that's the way the game's gone. And yeah, that's obviously going that way with Gvardiol as well. But listen, I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for it. Get this deal done over the line. I think he's going to be a great addition to our squad. I really, really do. Very physical. Very, very physical. Look, I'm sad to see Laporte leave. I am. I don't think Laporte reached his potential at Manchester City. Not all his own fault, I would add. I do think there's been issues there along the way, from maybe team selection, not getting in the team, whatever. But I do think that he's probably not reached the level that I think he could have got to, and he probably believes he got to. But he's been a good servant for us. But I think Gvardiol, I think he could be better than Laporte. I just think his physical nature, in my opinion, is going to be where he thrives. You talk about the Premier League, you talk about pace, you talk about power, you talk about big people, yeah. Gvardiol is just that, innit? Pacey, good on the ball, strong, determined. And I just think I'm ready for it now, guys. Honestly, I'm ready for him to come in. I'm ready to turn it up. And I'm just ready for this new season to start. But we need to get a couple of other positions done, and then we're ready. Big up Bloom says, what's up with that Napoli guy? Or Leao? Crouch Kelly, I just don't see that happening, mate. I think he's going to stay there for another year or two. And apparently he has eyes for Real Madrid. But listen, who knows, It's one of his idols, King Clancy, played for this football club. So maybe that's got something in his brain. But I don't think he's going to be leaving there at the moment. I think he's going to be chilling there for now. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm looking forward to Gvardiol being announced. If it gets announced, of course, it's no guarantee. And then just moving, we've got to see what's happening. We've got to see what's happening. Get this Bernardo Silva. I still can't believe that he's being offered £800,000 a week. One other thing I would say is if you're offering him £800,000 a week, you better stump up more than 70 million quid, mate. Do you know what I mean? Because that's not enough. If you think he's good enough to be earning £800,000 a week, he's probably worth more than 70 million. So let's up that number a little bit. Let's get that number closer to the triple digits. You know what I mean? I want that 100. I want that 100. Yeah, I'm doing it now. I want the 100. Look, we got 100 mil. But serious though, you can't be selling him for 70 million if you're getting 800 grand a week. That's a joke. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I am. I'm just looking at some of your chats there at the moment. If you're wondering why I'm looking down, I'm just looking at some of your chats. Hakimi, you know what? Nah, you know what I mean? There's a lot of shit going on with him. I've not kept myself up to date with the Hakimi shit, but I seen something that come out, the rumours and that, and I'm just like, nah, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Dash says, LB. What did you say, Dash? It's gone off the screen now. He says, Dash, LB, have you seen Gvardiol's ball playing ability? You know what I've seen? I've seen him do this ball that he's done pure times, where he whips the ball like round the midfielder and then round the defender for the striker to run onto it. And I'm just looking at that and thinking, Haaland is going to feast on that. Haaland is going to feast on that. But he's good in the air, as we've seen firsthand when he scored against City. Very strong. Honestly, I think we should be buzzing about this. I really think we should be buzzing about this signing. I really do. I've done it. Yeah, yo. I'm not taking this. A fella. I've noticed how you've lost respect for Laporte. You don't respect him no more. Gvardiol got into your head, mate. You forgot what Laporte has done for us. That, my friend, is complete BS. I've noticed how you've lost respect for Laporte. I've not lost respect for Laporte at all, mate. Not one bit. Laporte's a mint player. I just said as well that I think he could have reached even higher levels than he did. And I don't think he did. And I said also, not necessarily his fault. You don't respect him no more. That's BS. I do respect him. Gvardiol got in your head, you forgot what Laporte's done for him. No, I've not. I was banging on about how he single-handedly almost carried us across the Premier League, playing with injections in his knee at the end of last season. Not this season, just gone the season before at the Aston Villa game. So now that's fucking BS, bro. You know what I mean? That was a madness. That was a madness. Honestly, that was crazy. Just because I said Gvardiol is more physical than Laporte and therefore will probably suit the Premier League better than Laporte, which I think is facts, and I'll say that till the cows come home. That's not disrespecting Laporte. I think Laporte's mint. You know what I mean? I'm very sad that he's leaving. And I genuinely think that he's not reached his full level. I think he could have been the best defender. And I think at a time, he probably was the best defender in the world. But, I think it's time for him to go, clearly. So, there we go. Anyway, I'm going to get off, man, because I've got to go and do another stream now. I'm doing a stream with Dan Potts and all them, man. It's going to be mad. 7 people on the panel, yeah. It's going to be heavy, and I think it could go off. They're talking, about who's going to challenge Manchester City the most next season. There's 7 of us on it. It's going to be crazy. I put a redirection on this one, yeah. So when this stream ends, in the chat, it'll say, do you want to be sent over to the stream? If not, just go on YouTube, go to Football's 12th Man podcast, and I'll be there. Big up to James Gordon with the super chat, buzzing. And people, I'll catch you in the next one. See you in a bit.